we will start with the resistance. We'll start with the resistance. So this resistance, we know this already, we have seen the definition many times. I don't want to repeat it again. Okay, resistance is just the opposition to the flow of electrons. It is the opposition to the flow of electrons, or we can say that it has opposition to current. Simply, resistance is the opposition to the flow of current. Now this resistance has different expressions. If you take a circular cylindrical conductor, means a cylindrical conductor which has the circular cross section like this, right? And if this is the diameter of this circular cylindrical conductor, resistance of this conductor is known when we know the length of this conductor, and when we know the area of cross section of this conductor, right? So it can be determined by using the expression, we know this already, it is rho L by A. Now what is rho? Rho is nothing but the resistivity. Rho is nothing but the resistivity which is expressed in ohm meter. Similarly, what is L? L is nothing but the length of the conducting material. Length of conducting material. And what is A? Here A is nothing but effective area of cross section. Effective area. What is meant by effective area? Effective area here is nothing but the area through which maximum current flows. Maximum current flows. Now why it is happening? Why we are considering this as maximum area, not the total area? Because this area through which the current is flowing depends upon, this area depends upon type of supply, basically type of supply. The effective area or the area through which the current is flowing depends upon type of supply. So depending upon type of supply, we can say that the current is flowing in a uniform manner. Uniform manner means if the current is flowing through the total area, then we can say it is a uniform distribution of current, right? Or in a non-uniform manner, non-uniform manner. Non-uniform manner in the sense, for some layers you have more current, through some layers you have less amount of current. We can call this as a non-uniform way of flowing the current, right? Now why it is happening? It is mainly happening because of AC supply. We'll see that. In case of DC, if we want to find the resistance, we can directly use the formula rho L by A. Now here A is nothing but the total area. No need to bother about effective area. It is, you can directly take it as the total area. And rho is the resistivity, L is the length of the conducting portion. Whereas in case of DC, in case of AC, R can be represented by taking the product of rho into L into A. Here this A is nothing but A dash. So here A dash is nothing but effective area, not the total area. Why? Because this area is this area is different from the total area. So A dash is different from A. So in case of DC, the A is nothing but the total area. So there is no problem in finding the resistance in case of DC. Whereas in case of AC, the effective area is not same as the total area. Why is that happening? The reason is skin effect. The reason is mainly skin effect. we have one more effect, which is proximity effect, but the effect of proximity means the intensity of proximity effect is lesser when compared to the intensity of skin effect. So because of this reason, the effective area is not equal to total area in case of AC circuits. And why it is happening? Because of skin effect. Now we'll see what is meant by skin effect. We'll understand what is meant by skin effect. Skin effect, and it is mainly observed in AC circuits. Skin effect is mainly observed in AC circuits. In case of DC circuits, you don't have skin effect, mainly observed in AC circuits. Now consider, I want to take an example, means one conductor with the DC and another conductor with AC, in order to understand the skin effect, right? If you observe, I am considering a stranded conductor, a 6x1 stranded conductor, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So this is a stranded conductor which I am observing here, right? Now all these are the outer strands. Let us give the numbering for the strand in order to understand better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this strand is 7. Right? Now whenever there is a flow of current through these strands, each and every strand will carry the same current. Now what happens when there is a flow of current through each and every strand? When each strand is carrying some current, when each strand is carrying, Ramsey, when each strand is carrying the current, what will happen? It will create some magnetic flux. Magnetic flux is created around it, and this magnetic flux links with other strands, right? So you will have flux linkage to each and every strand, because all the strands are grouped together. The current flowing through one strand will create a magnetic flux around that strand, and this magnetic flux link other strands. So you will have some magnetic flux linkage. You will have some magnetic flux linkage. Now if you observe in the diagram, strand 7 means strand number 7 is surrounded by how many strands? All the 6 strands is surrounded by first, second, third, fourth and fifth and sixth strands, right? Now the strand 7 will have the flux linkage due to the current flowing through first, second, third, 4, 5, 6 lines. So what we can say that here is strand 7 has more flux linkage, for strand 7, more flux linkage for strand 7, right? Now what about 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 will have less flux linkage. Why? Because will have less flux linkage. Why? Because each and every outer strand is surrounded by how many strands? Each and every outer strand is surrounded by 3 strands. One is surrounded by 6, 7 and 2. Similarly 6 is surrounded by 5, 7 and 1. So each outer strand is surrounded by each outer strand is surrounded by 3 strands, whereas the inner strand 7 is surrounded by 6 strands. So the flux linkage of strand 7, okay, let me write it in a single sentence form. Flux linkage of strand 7 is greater than, very much greater than, flux linkage of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So inner strand is having more amount of flux linkage and outer strands has less number of flux linkage. Now let me erase all these things so that you can have only one, right? So you have 7 strands like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this is another strand. So the strand 7 will have more flux linkage, whereas the strand 1 to 6 has less number of flux linkage. Now this same line with 7 strands is supplied firstly with the DC supply, first with the DC supply, then with AC supply. First I am supplying the same stranded conductor with the DC supply and then the same stranded conductor with AC supply. Now what will happen in DC supply? The frequency is 0. It indicates, we can say like this, di by dt is equal to 0. Rate of change of time with respect to time, sorry, rate of change of current with respect to time is 0 because the supply is a DC supply where the frequency is 0. So the time is not changed, sorry, the current is not changing with respect to time. As the current is not changing with respect to time, when current changes, flux change. When the current changes, flux changes, which indicates that the flux linkage also changes. But when the current is not changing with respect to time, it indicates that di by dt is equal to 0. It indicates that d phi by dt is equal to 0 or d psi by dt is equal to 0. Means rate of change of flux linkage. What is this? This is the rate of change of flux linkage through each strand. Rate of change of flux linkage is equal to 0. When there is no rate of change of flux linkage, what happens to the induced EMF? Induced EMF, it is also equal to 0. So when the induced EMF is equal to 0, no opposition. So this is the case with the DC supply. What is happening? There will be no opposition for the current in each strand. In any strand there will be no opposition, so the current is distributed uniformly. It indicates that in case of DC supply we have uniform distribution of current. We have uniform distribution of current, means the entire conducting portion, entire area of the conductor is utilized. So uniform distribution is happening. So here A is nothing but the total area, not the effective area. A is nothing but the total area, not the effective area. Now take the case with AC. This is the case with the DC supply. Now take the case with AC supply. Right? Here in AC supply the frequency is not equal to 0. There will be some frequency. If you take our electrical power frequency, it is 50 Hertz frequency. So frequency is not equal to 0. It indicates that the current is changing with respect to time. So the rate of change of current is not equal to 0. As I is changing, it indicates phi is also changing, means the magnetic flux is also changing. It indicates flux linkage is also changing. Now when you see the previous one, where we have maximum flux linkage. We have the maximum flux linkage in the strand 7. Where is the strand 7? Internal layer, in the internal layer. Where is the minimum flux linkage? Means less flux linkage. Where is this? In all these strands. What are all these strands? These are, where are all these strands? These strands are at the outer layers. These strands are at the outer layers. So as we have seen just now, as flux is changing, there will be rate of change of flux linkage. So more flux linkages in the in inner layers and less amount of flux linkages in the outer layers. It indicates that when there are phi is changing, means flux linkage is also changing, so that there will be induced EMF. So more induced EMF in where we will have more induced EMF? In inner layers, and less induced EMF in outer layers. When we have an induced EMF, what this induced EMF will do? According to Lenz law, if you recall this, according to Lenz law, the induced EMF always opposes the current, right? Induced EMF or the effect always opposes the cause. What is the cause? Because of the current, you have some magnetic flux. So this induced EMF opposes the actual current. This is according to Lenz law. So where we have now more opposition, where you have more induced EMF is there in the inner layer. More induced EMF in the sense more opposition. Less induced EMF in the sense less opposition. Less. Through the inner layers the current is opposed in a larger extent, whereas through the outer layers the current is opposed in a lesser extent. It indicates when a stranded conductor is subjected to an AC supply like this, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. When a stranded conductor is subjected to an AC supply, what will happen is through the outer strands the current will be more, whereas through the inner strand the current will be lesser. So the effective area, previously when you supply the transmission line with the DC supply, what is happening? The current is distributed uniformly, means through each and every strand the current remains the same. When through each and every strand the current remains the same, in finding the resistance we need to consider the total area. What is total area? If it is, for example, if the total radius is R1, this is the case of DC supply. What is the total area? Area is equal to pi R1 square. Let us assume this as A1, which is the area of cross section of conductor when it is subjected to DC circuit. Now here, what is the area? Area is like this. This is the total conductor and these are the outer strands, if you consider. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Through the inner strand you have zero current. So the current is zero here, whereas you have only the current through this portion. Only through this portion. Now what is the total area? If you consider this as this as R1, and for example, if you consider this as delta, which we can also call as skin depth, so it is pi R1 square minus pi delta square. This is the area A2. It is the effective area through which the current is flowing. Now what is A1? A1 is pi R1 square. So this is the area through which the current is flowing when we subject the transmission line with the DC supply. When we excite the transmission line with the DC supply, the area is pi R1 square. When we excite the transmission line with AC supply, the effective area is now pi R1 square minus pi delta square. Now if I consider R1 as the resistance offered by a line for DC circuit, for DC supply, okay, we call this as DC resistance. Usually DC resistance is nothing but the resistance offered by the transmission line for a DC supply. What is this? It is rho times L by A1. Similarly, what is R2? It is AC resistance. It is AC resistance. AC resistance. Now what is it? It equal to rho times L by A2. Now if you observe these two expressions, what is the relation between A1 and A2? A1 is greater than A2, or we can say A2 is less than A1. As A2, if you observe here, as A2 is less than A1, R2 is always greater than R1. R2 is always greater than R1. Now what is R1? What is R1? It is RDC. What is R2? RAC. Now the ratio of AC to DC resistance, is equal to, here if you take the ratio, what is RAC? It is rho L by A2, and what is RDC? It is rho L by A1. Here rho L and rho L gets cancelled. You will get RAC by RDC as A1 by A2. As A1 is greater than A2, this ratio is greater than 1, and experimentally it is shown that it is this K, we call this ratio as actually K, which is the ratio of AC resistance to DC resistance. It is greater than 1. Experimentally we got this K value as almost equal to 1.6. So because of skin effect, we can say that this RAC is almost equal to 1.6 times RDC. RAC is almost equal to 1.6 times RDC. So when we are considering the resistance of a conductor when it is excited by AC supply, we should not take the total area, we should take the effective area, because there is skin effect. Why it is called as skin effect? Now let me write what is meant by skin effect. I hope you understood what is meant by skin effect. Skin effect is mainly observed in AC circuits. What is happening in AC circuits? So skin effect is nothing but it is the tendency of the current. It is the tendency of AC current. Basically it is the tendency of AC current to be concentrated at the outer layers, because as the skin is the outermost portion of our body, is it right? As the skin is outermost portion of the body, outermost portion of the body. Is it right or not? We got the name for this effect as a skin effect because we have more amount of current, means tendency of the AC current to be concentrated at the outer layer, means more current is concentrated at outer layer, more current is flowing through outer layers, only less amount of current is flowing through inner layers. Why it is happening? Because of AC nature. Now I want to introduce another term related to skin effect, which is called as skin depth. Skin depth. Let us understand this skin depth with the help of a diagram. For example, when you have a conducting portion like this, we know that from I am drawing the graph from center to this outer portion like this, right? Now if you observe, as we have seen in the skin effect in this diagram previously, that the current through the outer layers is more and the current through the inner layers is lesser, whereas the flux linkage through the outer layers is lesser and the flux linkage to the inner layers is more. So the flux linkage is inversely proportional to actual current, When the flux linkage is more, current will be lesser. When flux linkage is lesser, current will be more. Now how can I draw the variation of this? Here I can draw the variation of the current like this. What is this current? This current is I maximum and this current is I minimum. Because of skin effect, you have the maximum current flowing through the outer layers. This is the outer layer. Because of the skin effect, we will have the maximum current flowing through the outer layers and minimum current flowing through the inner layers. Now what about the flux linkage variation? It is just opposite to the currents variation, like this. This is the flux linkage variation. So this is phi max and this is phi minimum. So at the outer layers, the flux linkages will be minimum, hence the current will be more. At the inner layers, the flux linkages will be maximum and the current will be lesser, right? So this is this variation of current and flux linkages from the surface of the conductor to the center. This is the center of the conductor. This is a conducting conductor, cross sectional view of the conductor, and this is the center of the conductor and this is the outer surface. So from the outer surface to the center, the variation of the current will be like this in a reducing manner and the variation of the flux will be like this. Now what is skin depth? Skin depth is nothing but the depth up to which the current value reduces to a value which is equal to 1 by E times I max. So this is I max by E, and what is this? This is actually I minimum. Okay, so this is the center. This is the center of a conductor. What is this? This width is called as skin depth. So what must be the skin depth? Skin depth must be higher. Why it is higher? When skin depth is higher, it indicates that you will have more flat variation. Okay, so when skin depth is higher, variation of current is flat. Variation of current is more flat. When the variation of current is more flat, you will have uniform distribution of current. When you have uniform distribution of current, automatically resistance reduces. Why? Because the effective area increases, or we can take it as a total area. when the area increases as it is in the denominator of a resistance, we can say that the resistance also reduces. Okay, so our requirement is to have more skin depth. Our requirement is to have more skin depth. When you have more skin depth, which is represented with delta, what happens? Automatically, if you are increasing this delta value, it becomes more and more flatter. When you have more flatter, it means that the current distribution is uniform. When the current distribution is uniform, you need to consider the total area. Otherwise, you need to consider only the area up to this portion. Up to this portion, we need to consider the area. Automatically, the resistance reduces. So the skin depth must be more, or the desired feature of a skin depth is, or a conductor is, it must have more skin depth. Now, skin depth or skin effect, basically skin effect depends upon skin depth. It basically depends upon, see, this is the empirical relation of a skin depth. This is the skin depth expression, mathematical expression, where F is nothing but frequency of supply, and sigma is nothing but the conductivity. We know this already, conductivity, and mu is nothing but permeability. Right? So, and also this skin depth or skin effect depends upon size. If you observe here, what I can say is that skin effect depends upon one, frequency of the supply. Is it right or not? If the frequency is lesser, skin depth is more. That is the reason why for DC circuits, as F is equal to 0 for DC supply, F is equal to 0 for DC. As F is equal to 0, skin depth is infinite, but practically what is the value of skin depth? It is equal to R, total radius or total area of cross section, whatever it may be. And it also depends upon the conductivity of the material. If it is less conductive, it cannot create more amount of flux linkage. Is it right? And the third one is permeability. Specifically, if I want to say, we can say it as relative permeability, because mu can be written as the product of mu naught and mu r. Mu naught is a fixed value which do not depends upon anything. Mu r depends upon type of conducting material. For copper, it is one value. For aluminum, it has another value. For lead, it is another value, like that. Right? So type of conducting material. Mu r depends upon type of conducting material. So the skin depth finally depends upon basically three: frequency, conductivity, and relative permeability. This is the mathematical expression of a skin depth, which is 1 by root of pi f sigma mu, which obtained from the experiments, from experimental calculations. Right? Now we'll see another factor on which this skin depth depends upon. So if you observe, when you want to take this ratio, which is a resistance of AC circuit to the resistance of DC circuit, or resistance of the line when it is subjected to AC to the same line when it is subjected to DC. We got this ratio as, see here, we got this ratio as A1 by A2. Is it right? A1 by A2. What is A1 actually? It is pi times R1 square. And what is A2? A2 is here, if you observe, total area is pi r1 square. This is the radius r1, so total area is pi r1 square. And through which area the current is flowing? Through this area the major amount of current is flowing. Through this area there is no current. And if you observe, if you consider this as delta, which is a skin depth, if you consider this, now what is this? This value becomes r1 minus delta. Now how can you get this area, this shaded portion area? Shaded portion area is nothing but the total area square minus the area up to this portion, which is r1 minus delta whole square. So this is the total area. Now if you observe, if you evaluate this, what you will get? Do this along with me. So it is pi r1 square divided with, again you will get pi r1 square minus pi r1 square. A minus b whole square means a square plus b square minus 2ab, you will get plus 2ab. Plus 2ab means 2 pi r1 delta and minus pi delta square, so that these two gets cancelled. Now k depends on finally pi r1 square divided by 2 pi r delta minus pi delta square. Now if you observe, when I increase the radius r1 here and here, finally this effect automatically increases k, because the numerator, the increase in the numerator is very much greater than the decrease, is very much greater than the increase in the denominator. So numerator increases more than the denominator. When it is happening like this, k automatically increases. When k increases, automatically AC resistance increases. It indicates the skin effect depends upon another major factor, which is nothing but the size or diameter of the conductor, physical size or physical diameter of the conductor. So this is another important thing. So this is about the skin effect. Skin depth means what is meant by skin effect and why we need to consider the skin effect in case of resistance, because in case of DC we can say directly it is the product of rho L by A, where here A is nothing but the total area, whereas if you want to find AC resistance, it is when you want to find AC resistance, I can write it as rho L by A dash, where A dash is nothing but effective area, not the total area, effective area. So this is about the skin effect. Now we have one more effect, which is proximity effect. Proximity effect is due to when two conductors are nearer to each other, you will have the flux linkage of one conductor linking the another conductor, right? So when we are carrying the current through this conductor towards the paper or towards the board, and through this conductor away from the board, you will have the flux linkages, right? So you will have a flux linkage due to this conductor like this, and you will have a flux linkage due to this conductor like this. Is it right? Now what happens is you will have a change in flux linkage from one side to another side. This side is one half, consider this as one side, and consider this as another side. So on the side A of the second conductor, I am talking about the second conductor, on the side A, what is happening? You have both the fluxes getting additive. Okay, so here the fluxes are additive, and here you will have less flux. As these two fluxes are additive, it indicates that you have more flux. As you have more flux, you have more flux linkage, right? As at the side, as on the side A, the flux linkages or fluxes are additive. As they are additive, you have more flux. When you have more flux, you have more flux linkage. Whereas at the right side, which is on the side B, okay, you have less flux. You have more flux here, and on the side B, you have lesser flux. You have lesser flux. Now what is happening here? There is a flux linkage changing from one side to another side. Consider this one. Consider this one. Again, we are coming to the same concept as we got in the skin effect. In the skin effect, when we move from the surface to the center, the flux linkages are increasing, so that the current is reducing. Whereas in the proximity effect, when we divide the conductor's conducting portion into two parts, one is the left portion and another one is the right portion, because of the other conductor, you have more amount of flux linkages. You have more amount of flux linkages, whereas here you have less amount of flux linkages. So when we move from this side to this side, automatically the flux linkages are getting reduced. Flux linkages are getting reduced. Now what happens to the current? As we have seen in the skin effect, the current will take opposite variation. Opposite variation. What is this opposite variation? This one. When you have more flux linkages, you have more induced EMF. When you have more induced EMF, when you only have less current. So here you will have I minimum and here you have I maximum. What does it indicate? Because of the effect of other conductor, or because of the flux linkages produced by the first conductor, consider this as first and this as second, because of the flux linkages produced by the first conductor on the second conductor, there will be variation of flux linkages from left to right of the second conductor. As there are variation of flux linkages, you will have the variation of current. You don't have again uniform distribution of current, because you have less amount of current here, more amount of current here. On this side you have more amount of current and you have less amount of current. So it indicates that if you take this as a conducting portion, you have more amount of current flowing through this portion, means maximum amount of current flowing through this portion, like this. Now also the effective area A dash, effective area, now we are considering this as effective area. Why? Because the current is not flowing through the entire portion, it is flowing through the portion only which is at the left side of the conductor, and at the right side of the conductor you have less amount of current, so we cannot consider that area. So the effective area reduces, hence the resistance increases. This is another phenomenon which is happening in an AC circuit. If you understand skin effect, automatically you can understand the proximity effect. Skin effect is due to the same conductor, proximity effect is due to the different conductors, means when two conductors are nearer to each other. So the meaning of proximity is nothing but nearer. So that is the reason why this effect is called as proximity effect. When two conductors are very much nearer to each other, their flux linkages will get additive at one side and subtractive or lesser at another side. Because of this change in flux linkages, you will have the change in the distribution of current, which makes the current to be non-uniform. As the current is non-uniform, the effective area automatically reduces. When the effective area reduces or increases, it is only due to AC supply, because in DC supply there is no rate of change of flux linkage, right? Why it is not happening in DC? In DC there is no rate of change of flux linkage. As there is no rate of change of flux linkage, induced EMF is 0. As there is no induced EMF, you will have no opposition. As there is no opposition everywhere, you will have the same current through each and every portion of the conductor. So this is about the skin effect and proximity effect. Now I want to make a statement, a conclusion statement. The resistance of AC circuit is greater than resistance of DC, right? The reason for this is skin effect, which is a major contribution, and another contribution is proximity effect. So when you are calculating the resistance of a conductor in AC circuit, why we have discussed the skin effect and proximity effect here? Because in our subject, what is our subject? Which is electrical power transmission. The subject is electrical power transmission. We mainly concentrate on AC transmission here. Okay, so our concentration is on only AC transmission. We don't bother about DC transmission. That is the reason why we are studying the skin effect and proximity effect here. AC transmission. So the resistance of AC circuit is greater than the resistance of DC circuit because of skin effect and proximity effect. Let me give the factors on which the proximity effect depends. Proximity effect also depends upon conductivity of the conductor, permeability of the conductor, frequency of the supply. Another thing which is very important and which is different from skin effect is there in skin effect we consider that the size of the conductor also affect the skin effect. Here the distance between the conductors affect the skin effect. When you have lesser distance between the conductors, you have more effect on the second conductor or first conductor, whatever it may be. When you have the distance between the conductor is more, then you have less proximity effect. So that is the reason why we usually neglect the proximity effect when compared to the skin effect. Okay.